Draft gems. Probably my favorite topic during the NFL draft, just because there's so much unknown and there's so much fun. You scout so many players and you see where they're graded out at. You see where the consensus board has them and you're like, I think they're better than that. And you keep on saying that in your head over and over again. And when they're drafted on that day 3, you pump out your fist and go like, yes, he got drafted. Let's hope it works out. So that's what I want to do today. Is I want to talk about the guys that will be going day 3. That consensus board is lower on than me personally. Now, the rules are you have to be lower than 100th ranked on consensus boards. There is one guy that's very close to 100 I'm going to be talking about today, but I honestly just want an excuse to talk about him because he's one of my favorite draft prospects this entire class. Now, let's jump into the video and talk about some draft gems and how I view this class on day 3. Caleb Proctor, probably my favorite guy to talk about this entire draft class, because I discovered him on accident. I was just watching a lot of draft videos one night, and then his film popped up for me, and I was immediately like, okay, what's going on here? Wow, that speed off the ball is insane. And I understand he's at the FCS level, but here's the thing. I saw him push around LSU offense lineman. I saw him get past LSU offense lineman with ease. His first step quickness is lightning fast. His handwork is very good at fighting it off. I have some concerns, of course. Play style maybe will take a little bit of time to adjust in the NFL. I don't really know how much you can trust him on running downs in the NFL right away, but I just look at his pass rush ability and I'm just wowed. I'm amazed. I really think he showcased everything you could ask for against LSU. The hand fighting, the quickness off the ball, his hip movement, his body fluidity. It was so picture perfect that if he played at an FBS school, he probably would be getting second round hype. Because I have him graded out as my 44th best player in this entire class. And I nearly went higher, but I just deemed him for the competition he played against. I really would have loved to have seen him transfer up, play his last year at the FBS level, just because I think he would have been storming up the draft boards, rightly so, because he's so talented. I'd recommend everyone look up Caleb Proctor against LSU. You will see with what everyone who has watched this film sees. In fact, I've been calling him the best Proctor in this draft class, and considering a lot of people have a Proctor going round 1, that says something. Jaydn Ott, in my opinion, did so much damage transferring to Oklahoma for his draft stock than anything else. Because I watched his Oklahoma film first, and I was just sad because it's not the player I saw. He was getting hit. His vision didn't look nearly as good. It really emphasized his weaknesses as a running back, how he's not explosive in the short game. Then I went back and I watched his Cal film, and I immediately said, oh, just give him a solid offensive line, and this dude will be a good NFL back. Now, I'm not saying Jaydn Ott's going to be an every down back, but I see him as a very, very good, talented third down back. He has some good blocking instincts. I think he can come up. He knows how to square up his shoulders. Still could use some better technique. He could still use some training, but I think it's still very much there. And he's a very good pass catcher. He can come out of the backfield, catch passes. He's a very, very plus receiver. Good hands, and also one of my favorite things I look at for a running back, and they need to have it for me to like them. There have been many running backs in the past couple years that everyone's been, oh, they're such a great athlete, oh, they're this, oh, they're that. And I just haven't been a fan of because I thought they had horrible rushing lane vision. Jaydn Ott has really good vision. He knows how to read his blocks. He knows how to set up his blocks really well. I think that's very displayed on counter plays with how he waits and sets everything up. He's almost like a lesser version of Le'Veon Bell. I don't think he'll ever be the running back that prime Le'Veon Bell was, but he could be a very good 3/4 version of Le'Veon Bell, especially on third downs, which is a very talented running back and a very useful running back. He does have the explosive factor. You will see that over and over again on his film. You will hear analysts say that over and over again on his film. But with what I see with him, it's just a guy who knows his rushing lanes, knows how important being in the passing game is. He's a solid blocker. He has some issues he can work on, but he seems to know what to do as his responsibilities. And he's a very, very good pass-catching running back. An NFL team will have use for him, and he will be featured a lot more than you would expect. Maybe not year one, but we enter year 2, year 3, year 4 as he picks up some more pass blocking ability, as he really starts to understand the offense, he understands his receiving responsibilities. He will be featured a lot on an NFL team. A team like the Rams, I think, would draft him and just let him sit for a year and work with him because he knows the game of football, and that's something you need to look at when you're looking at draft prospects. Tyron Montgomery, a guy I didn't watch until really late in the process, and I was just thoroughly impressed. Now, I discovered Tyron Montgomery when I was looking at PFF grades, and I was just going through it. Okay, that makes sense. And then I saw 92 on Tyron Montgomery, a guy I have not watched yet. And I was curious, okay, how good was he? So I pulled up his film. I saw his Senior Bowl reps, in which he looked awesome. I saw his Division III John Carroll reps. He looked awesome. He was clearly the best athlete on the field at John Carroll. And it really made me open my eyes like, oh, this guy is a perfect day 3 just flyer guy that you want to draft and see how he develops. And that's really what I came away with while watching his film. He's a very good route runner. He knows how to get in and out of his breaks. He's got very good footwork. His hands are really, really good. There's one catch that will be showed on screen of him making a great one-hand catch, getting his feet in down. That's not a catch that's only good in college football. That's a catch that's good in the NFL. He has good poise. He's got good body positioning. He really knows how to set his quarterback up for success. He can catch on the run really well. He has soft hands. There's a lot of really good things to like about Tyron Montgomery, but the big question is, how will he handle making the jump from Division III to the NFL? FBS to the NFL is insanely difficult. FCS to the NFL almost seems impossible. Then we get to Division II and Division III, and the gap just feels so gigantic that it's hard to determine how will he do in the NFL. But if you ask me, he's got the skills of a guy who could have moved up in college football. He's got the skills of a guy that a team's really going to want to draft and work with. John Carroll has many connections throughout the NFL. It's a very well-known school that produces NFL coaches. They are well aware of him. They're well aware of his film, and he will be drafted higher than you really would expect for a Division III player. If I had to guess, I'm predicting he's going to be a round 5 selection, and that's perfectly fine because the talent on the film really matches up with the grade PFF gave, and that's really just astonishing to me considering it was a 92 grade. So overall, I really do like Tyron Montgomery, and I'm excited to see what he does in the NFL. Devin Marshall, and I wish I had so much more to talk about him besides the fact he's just a really good football player. And he's really good at the thing the NFL wants their cornerbacks to be good at, zone coverage. Devin Marshall was insane in zone coverage last year, and he showcased so much knowledge and so much football IQ that really makes you think coaches are going to fall in love with his film. He's aware of his surroundings at all moments. He knows where players are. He knows how to break on the ball. He knows how to break up passes. He's very intelligent, and that's something amazing for a cornerback that's like, well, he maybe is in the upper echelon, but what does he bring to the table? Great zone coverage ability. Well, the NFL is predominantly zone coverage. That's a good plus. Number 2, high football IQ. That is something teams will love and will have you jump up on draft boards. Teams will take a guy who is really cerebral, really knows the game of football in those later rounds over the treatsy guys because they want guys that can make their team, that can make them better. Maybe Devin Marshall doesn't end up a cornerback in the NFL. I could easily see him be a deep roaming safety. With his knowledge and ability in zone coverage, I think it would fit him very, very well. If a team drafts him, they move him back there, he has the tools and ability to really play that position. He's good at breaking on the balls. He maybe isn't the best tackler, so that would maybe cause some concern, but a deep roaming safety, you don't need him to be the best tackler. You need him to know how to play zone coverage, come up in his coverage responsibilities, take away spots in the field, and just do that time and time again, and Devin Marshall can very much do that. Ndamukong Tucker. Now, this one will probably be shorter because there's not really a lot to talk about with him. Because Ndamukong Tucker would be going higher if he wasn't going to be 26 entering his first rookie season in the NFL and 30 by the time he would get his second-year contract and he'd be playing on that. But the positives for Ndamukong Tucker are he had 14.5 sacks last season at Western Michigan. He has a really quick get-off. He can get after the quarterback fast. He's accurate and well-timed with his hand swipes. He knows how to fight off offense tackles' hands. He has very good speed. He has impressive movement ability with his feet and hands. They are in harmony and they move very well in sync. Ndamukong Tucker is a talented football player that would be going higher if he was an older prospect, but that's going to ding him and that's going to knock him down a lot of people's boards. If I had to guess, he'll be a 6th or 7th round pick, and that team who drafts him will be, okay, we're going to go win some football games with him. Tanner Kolzai is a 6'7" big slot guy who maybe doesn't have the fastest 40-yard dash at 4.7, but is still a talented pass catcher. He's someone you'll feature in the red zone heavily. You won't use him inline at all because he's not a good run blocker at all. But he has the ability to be a good route runner. He maybe isn't the fastest guy, but he knows where he's going. He knows how to elude defenders. He knows how to set defenders up to beat them on routes. He's a very good catcher. He's a consistent catcher. You get the ball in his area, he's going to catch it. He's a big body for the red zone. He is 6'7", like I mentioned. That is a nice big body guy to put in the red zone, especially if you can get a mismatch on him. And lastly, he's just a consistent football player. I said that with pass catching ability, but everything else, he's just consistent. He's not a guy that's going to ever blow you away. He's probably never going to be a number 1 tight end, but he can be featured as a 2 to 3 tight end that you use as a big slot in red zone packages, in third down packages that you just want to mismatch. You want to use him against someone else. That's how you use him, and you can take full advantage of that. He had 6 touchdowns and 74 receptions last year at Houston. He was a big target that teams really didn't know how to cover. He's not going to blow you away with his speed. He's just going to do everything right. He's going to do it the right way, and it's going to look maybe not as effortless as some of these athletic freaks in football, but he's going to make the plays look so smooth. He's going to do them right that you're going to end up really liking him as a football player, and you're going to want to see him stay on your team for a good couple years after his rookie deal. You're going to want to see a second contract because he's just a consistent football player. And when you look at day 3, when you're looking at guys to draft, you just want consistency. You want guys that can make the team, and Tanner Kolzai can make the team. This is the part of the video that I'm adding post-production just because I really wanted to talk about Cole Payton, because Cole Payton is actually the guy after you get Fernando Mendoza, after you get Ty Simpson off the board. Cole Payton's probably the next guy I would draft. I would not take a Nussmeier. I would not take a Drew Aller. I'm just not high on them at all. I look at Cole Payton, comparing him to Drew Aller, I see similarities. Like, does Drew Aller probably have a better arm? Yes. Is he more athletic? Yes. But you look at them side by side, Cole Payton just has so much better throwing mechanics, it's not even funny. And I'm not saying Payton's there yet. He is very much a developmental guy. It's why I wouldn't really consider him a gem as much as I would consider a flyer I would take. He's a talented guy that has showcased his ability at NDSU to run an efficient offense. Now, NDSU is more run heavy. They will use the run to set up the pass. That's not necessarily the case on every NFL team, so it's very much going to matter where he lands. If he goes to a team like my Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't necessarily think that's the best spot for him, mainly because I don't think they can develop a quarterback, but also you look at the fact that they're going to be pass happy in a Mike McCarthy offense. Cole Payton probably needs more of a run-focused offense to set everything up. So you look at all those teams, a team like Seattle I would be a little interested in with that type of system, but they have Jalen Milroe. A team like San Francisco, again, very interested. They run the same system. Vegas, I would maybe be very curious if they draft him and have both Mendoza and Cole Payton in the same room. Again, system fits. Just look for that type of system type guy. That's where Cole Payton would do the best at. He's not going to blow you away with anything. He's not going to be the guy that's going to drop back and throw it 40 times a game. 20 to 25 times a game, if he develops the proper way, he could be a pretty good starter in the NFL. It wouldn't shock me at all if he was a top 32 quarterback in the NFL in a couple years from now, if he goes to the right system and really works in that. He can run, he can throw efficiently, and he knows how to run an efficient offense. And that's a big key. He knows how to do it. So that's a big plus in any NFL locker room. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 600 subscribers by the NFL draft. I would very much appreciate it. And if you have any disagreements or you have any gems you believe I missed, go down in the comment section, write them down. I try to respond to everybody I see. I overall just love making content. I love this time of year. I love the NFL draft. And I hope you all love this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.